It was a beautiful autumn night, the kind of night where the moon hung low and full, casting a silver glow over the world below. In the midst of the peaceful night, two beings, one human and one werewolf, met in an unlikely encounter that would change their lives forever. The human, a young woman named Emma, was walking home from her late shift at a diner. She had always loved the autumn nights, the cool breeze, and the way the leaves rustled underfoot. As she walked, she couldn't help but feel as if someone was watching her. She turned around, but there was no one there. Shrugging it off, she continued on her way. Meanwhile, the werewolf, a young man named Aidan, had been out on the prowl, hunting for food to satisfy his insatiable hunger. He was a solitary creature, preferring to keep to himself, but tonight, something had caught his attention. It was the scent of a human, a scent that he couldn't resist. He followed the scent, knowing it would lead him to his prey. As Emma walked, she suddenly heard a rustling in the bushes. She froze, her heart racing as she tried to figure out what it could be. Suddenly, a large, imposing figure emerged from the bushes. Emma gasped in terror as she realized that it was a werewolf. But then something strange happened. The werewolf didn't attack her. Instead, he just stood there, staring at her with intense, amber-colored eyes. Emma couldn't believe what she was seeing. She had always heard stories about werewolves, but she never thought she would encounter one in real life. She tried to run, but her legs felt like lead. The werewolf approached her slowly, his eyes never leaving hers. But to her surprise, he didn't attack. Instead, he simply sniffed her, taking in her scent. Aidan couldn't believe what he was feeling. He had always been a solitary creature, preferring to keep to himself and avoid humans whenever possible. But there was something about this human that was different. He couldn't explain it, but he felt drawn to her, almost like a magnet. He wanted to get closer to her, to know her better. As the days passed, Emma couldn't shake the encounter with the werewolf from her mind. She found herself thinking about him constantly, wondering what he was doing, where he was, and if she would ever see him again. It was a strange feeling, almost like she had been enchanted by him. Meanwhile, Aidan's pack was also unhappy with his relationship with a human. They viewed humans as inferior creatures, not worthy of the respect and protection that werewolves afforded their own kind. Aidan's pack leader, a gruff and uncompromising werewolf named Marcus, warned Aidan that his relationship with Emma could lead to trouble, not just for him, but for the entire pack. Despite the disapproval of their families and communities, Emma and Aidan's love continued to flourish. They knew that their relationship was unique and faced obstacles, but they were determined to overcome them. They would often sneak away to be together, enjoying each other's company and basking in the warmth of their love. But one night, things took a dark turn. Aidan's pack was attacked by a rival group of werewolves who had been seeking to take over their territory. The battle was fierce, with both sides suffering heavy losses. In the chaos of the fight, Emma was taken captive by the rival pack, who saw her as a bargaining chip to use against Aidan and his pack. Aidan was devastated by Emma's capture. He knew that the rival pack would use her to try and force him to submit to their rule. But he was determined to get her back. With the help of some of his most trusted pack members, Aidan launched a daring rescue mission to free Emma from her captors. The mission was fraught with danger, and the odds were stacked against them. But Aidan and his pack were determined to save Emma, no matter the cost. They fought their way through the enemy pack's territory, battling fiercely against the other werewolves who stood in their way. Finally, they reached Emma's captors, who were holding her in a makeshift prison deep in the heart of their territory. Aidan and his pack burst into the prison, weapons drawn and ready for battle. The fighting was intense, with both sides suffering heavy casualties. But in the end, Aidan emerged victorious, having defeated the rival pack and rescued Emma. The experience had only strengthened Emma and Aidan's love for each other. They knew that they had faced immense challenges, but they had overcome them together. They returned to their respective communities, determined to show that their love was not a weakness, but a strength. They worked tirelessly to bridge the gap between humans and werewolves, showing that despite their differences, they could coexist peacefully and even learn from each other. Years passed, and Emma and Aidan's love continued to grow. They were married in a beautiful ceremony, surrounded by friends and family from both the human and werewolf communities. It was a powerful symbol of their commitment to each other and to their shared vision of a more peaceful and accepting world. As they stood together, looking out over the gathering, Emma couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder and gratitude. She had never imagined that she would fall in love with a werewolf, but now she couldn't imagine her life without Aidan. He had taught her so much about the world, about love, and about the beauty that could be found in unexpected places. As for Aidan, he knew that he had found his true soulmate in Emma. She had opened his eyes to a whole new world of possibility, and he was grateful for every moment that they shared together. As they walked hand in hand into the sunset, Emma and Aidan knew that their love would endure, no matter what challenges lay ahead.